Blah! Blah!
Remember when we first met John McClane? Argyle picked him up from the plane and took him down the Nakatomi Tower at the Christmas party. And the terrorists were overzealous, but it was sweet when they killed Ellis. And with a little help from Alan, John McClane kicked ass.
Welcome back to Shat The Movies podcast, where we answer the question, were the movies we loved when we were growing up really that good? Have you ever caught yourself thinking, why don't they make movies like they used to? Can you still remember spending your Friday night searching for the perfect movie rental at Blockbuster Video? Do you know what Blockbuster Video is? If you answered yes, then this is the podcast for you. I am one of your hosts, Gene Lyons, and alongside me is my co-host, Big D, Dick Ebert.
Let's go to the zoo right now.
Each week, we take a look back in time to decide if our favorite films still hold up. The movies we cover are chosen by you, the listeners, who generously commission the films you love. If you like to see all the movies we have covered, will cover, want to choose them for yourself, please visit shatpod.com and have a look. At the end of each podcast, we'll provide you, the audience, the number of wipes each movie takes to get off your respective butts. So thank you so much for listening. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button and share it with a friend. It's how we help the podcast grow. Additionally, subscribe to our sister podcast, Shat on TV. Review TV series such as Westworld, Taboo, American Gods, Game of Thrones, True Detective, Lovecraft Country, and Watchmen. Find all information and past episodes at shatpod.com/TV. And finally, if you would like to hang out with us live, follow and subscribe to our Twitch channel, shatpod.com/Twitch, and our YouTube channel, where we play video games, host watch parties, and edit this podcast live. All that being said, Big D, what movie are we reviewing tonight?
Gene, what a difference a week can make. Last week's film, I think the box office was like 400K. Tonight, it's a big film. And it's for this week's commissioner, Robert F. He's going to drop us into peak 90s nonsense where everybody talks like they're delivering a TED Talk. Everybody is one good catchphrase away from building a career. It's a completely 90s unhinged love story that counts as deep. It's slick, self-important, and convinces us how adults act under pressure and fall in love in, I think, probably less than a week. Maybe a couple days, maybe a couple seats away on a flight. And somehow it might be the first time where brain trauma and CTE is treated like a reason to celebrate. That's why we were excited tonight to go back to 1996 and review for Robert the sports drama romance comedy, Jerry Maguire.
Robert wrote in and said, "Hey guys, thanks again for accepting another of my commissions. I owe you a lighter watch after requesting Gattaca and Dead Poets Society. I proffered a Tom Cruise movie of some sort. So here it is. Everyone's favorite sports agent rom-com, the only sports agent rom-com, Jerry Maguire. While I don't remember the first time I saw the film, I do know it came during my senior year in high school, and it was a big thing. Big. Tom Cruise doing Tom Cruise things in what is possibly the purest manifestation of pre-action hero Tom Cruise. Breakout roles for Cuba Gooding Jr. and Renée Zellweger, launching both as A-listers. The film originated so many quotable scenes and became parodied throughout pop culture as a result. It's a real vestige of the era. I actually went into professional sports representation work several years later. For me, it was international soccer. Yes, Gene, football. One persistent theme about the business that Jerry Maguire characterized accurately is that the job can ultimately be reduced to showing them the money. For aspiring agents out there who are energized by working with athletes and aligning your career with the game, it is really just a big business. Players, clubs, coaches, managers, show them the money. That's it. And it's a hard world to exist in for an honest and ethical person. But every once in a while, there is that one Rod Tidwell, a relationship that runs deeper than the game, and it makes it worthwhile. Enjoy the watch. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on this one. If you would indulge another commission, how do you feel about picking In the Line of Fire next? Regards, Rob.
Hell yes.
Yeah, boner-inducing action film.
Oh, old Clint Eastwood running alongside the motorcade? Fuck yes.
Did I mention boners? Rob, I'm in.
Fuck yes.
It's in my secret garden, Rob.
Jesus, open your mouth. I'll let you in. There's a lot of boners going around here. Yes, 100%. So, Gene, like going back to 96, that was a time, I think we were more innocent. We didn't remember or we didn't know about agents.
No.
So today we know more about it from ESPN and the internet. Yeah. We did Arliss. I think Arliss was 96 to somewhere in the 2000s. Then Ballers, and then The Rock did one. But back then, this was so innocent. Let's see what happened behind the scenes.
I was at a family party last weekend, and my cousins were talking about all the flaws in the NBA draft. Now, my family is a big basketball family. You would think, being Iranians, that like soccer would be the big thing, but since we came to the U.S. and really got into the Phoenix Suns, the Chicago Bulls, like basketball has just become a way of life for our family. And they were talking about how fucked up the draft is, and I brought up, being a football fan, that the draft is unnecessary. And the room like went silent, and my two cousins asked, well, how the fuck would that even work? And I said, well, you have academies and they see young talent, even at the age of 7, 8, 9 years old, and they take them in, and it's like private school. They get their education and they get their, they get trained in soccer by, great coaches and stuff, and they develop as players. And then that academy is able to sell that player to any other team, and they recoup their money. The academy in itself is a business. And if they want to keep some of that talent for their parent team, then they do that. And everybody in the room was like, that's amazing. That's such a great idea. And it's amazing how, as Americans, we consider ourselves like so free market and so capitalist. Yeah. And we don't realize that in Europe, those damn socialists in Europe, it is a straight up business.
Are people dumb? The NFL is the perfect example of a socialist system.
Oh my God, yes.
If you're a bad team, we're going to help you. Yeah. We're going to give you talent. We're going to pool the money from the rich teams, and we're going to give it to the poor teams. This is this is a socialist system.
Yeah. And for those people who are like, well, then it wouldn't be worth watching. No, it's absolutely worth watching, because you know what the expectations are of your team. You could be promoted, you could be relegated, but also when your little team, let's say your Middlesbrough, pulls off a win against a top team, let's say a Man City, that's a fucking huge deal. Like, you take that with you to the grave, that one day that you beat Man City. I don't know. Sports is beautiful in all its permutations. I have nothing against American football. I have nothing against the major leagues or the NBA. They're all interesting in their own ways. But man, if you want to talk about making it a pure business, let's fucking go.
Gene, what does revenue sharing sound like to you?
Communism?
Giving out free money.
Well, Big D, I didn't catch Jerry Maguire when it was in theaters. My first viewing, oddly enough, was in 2009. If you recall that horrible, horrible day in Super Bowl 43, the Pittsburgh Steelers robbed my Arizona Cardinals of a Super Bowl ring, the only one we have had a chance at in my lifetime. I'm still not sure that was a fumble by Kurt Warner. I'm still not sure that Holmes actually caught that touchdown pass with both toes in. But people kept, after that Super Bowl, making references to Jerry Maguire. And I discovered, the reason why is it featured the Cards. So naturally, in 2009, I watched this movie, and it really helped give me some warm fuzzies and distract me from having my dreams crushed that horrible day.
I mean, if you ask me, honestly, as a non-Arizona resident, what I think about the Cardinals, I'd say Pat Tillman.
Really?
Or even Kurt Warner.
Yeah, Kurt Warner.
I don't think about
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yes. Of course, you think about him and you feel sad for him, like Megatron, that they wasted their career on a team. But I think Pat Tillman's what you think of.
But okay, yeah.
Underutilized.
What's interesting is in Arizona, people don't think of Tillman as a Cardinal player. They think of him as an Arizona State player.
Oh, okay. So again,
it's kind of weird to think about.
Proximity.
Okay.
Proximity to the story. But for me, I'm going to take a dark angle on this film. When I think of Jerry Maguire, of course you think about the Tom Cruise on the cover. It is, it's Tom Cruise. It's that smiling, goofy grin. It's the punchlines. It's the quotes, you complete me, all the stuff everybody knows. But I think about the other side, like this is the peak mountain of Cuba Gooding Jr. Right? You want to talk about a career trajectory that like pivots? This is the movie. This is the defining moment. 97 Oscars. We got Cuba Gooding Jr. wins the Oscar for Jerry Maguire. The decade that follows, he starts making a bunch of direct-to-video movies. He starts having legal problems. He admits it to poor career choices. He starts turning down major roles, waiting for something that he thinks can define his career and bring him back up to critical acclaim. Then he starts running into substance abuse, sexual misconduct, accusations. In 2022, he pled guilty to forcibly touching. There was a settlement in 2013, a rape allegation. So I want to remember the good times. This was the young Cuba Gooding Jr. He was the new fresh face. He beat, dude. Gene, do you remember who he beat this year, right? He beat Ed Norton in Primal Fear and William H. Macy in Fargo.
Wow.
He was the rising star.
No, man.
Yes. He was like, do you remember how excited he was? He was on the stage, like basically like, show me the money when he won the Oscar. So for me, it's a time capsule of 96, 97.
Far be it from me to be the guy that commits us to new things. You know how much I hate that and whatever. But I really feel like based on this conversation alone, Shat the Movies needs to do our own, like, not every category of the Oscars, but like best picture for the year. Like, we just make our argument for that, because now I'm invested. Now I'm like that William H. Macy losing to Cuba Gooding Jr. As much as I enjoyed Cuba Gooding Jr. in this movie, that's a travesty. However, I would like to explain one thing in this trajectory that you've just described. Pearl Harbor, 2001, masterpiece.
Yes. Shut up.
He was so compelling in that.
No, it was not career defining like this was.
Why do you hate America?
I love America.
Jerry Maguire is a 1996 sports comedy directed and written by Cameron Crowe and starring Tom Cruise, Cuba Gooding Jr., Renée Zellweger, Kelly Preston, Jerry O'Connell, Jay Moore, Bonnie Hunt, and Regina King. Jerry Maguire was inspired by an experience with the sports agent Lee Steinberg and his client Tim McDonald during the 1993 NFL season when free agency was introduced. The film was also partly inspired by a 28-page memo written at Disney in 1991 by Jeffrey Katzenberg. Jerry Maguire received positive reviews for his performances and screenplay while grossing more than $273 million worldwide against a $50 million budget. It was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Actor for Cruise, with Cuba Gooding Jr. winning Best Supporting Actor in addition to the Screen Actors Guild Award in the same category. Tom Cruise won the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Let's hit the trailer.
Taxi!
On December 13th,
Is it my imagination, or didn't we arrive in a limo?
Tom Cruise is sports agent Jerry Maguire.
What can I do for you, Rod? What can I do for you?
Show me the money. Say it with me one time, Jerry. Show me the money. You can do better than that, Jerry. I want you to say it with meaning, brother. Show me the money! Louder! Show me the money! Congratulations, you're still my agent.
Jerry Maguire, rated R, opens December 13th.
Jerry Maguire is a slick sports agent working for Sports Management International. Late one night, he writes a mission statement about his desire to work with fewer clients to produce a more caring, personal relationship with them. In response, management sends Jerry's protege, Bob Sugar, to fire Jerry and poach his clients. Jerry manages to retain one client, Arizona Cardinals wide receiver Rod Tidwell, who tests Jerry's resolve through a long tirade about his contract extension.
So I'm a big baseball fan. I like the Yankees, and the only agent I've really ever known was Scott Boras. I fucking hate him. He's the super agent. This is a time when you start to know who the agents are and how they affect your team's ability to get a star or to sign players. But back here in the day, like in 96, Jerry Maguire, he's opening up this world to probably movie watchers around the world, in the U.S. And Jerry is the agent. He's going to write this mission statement. So I know he writes the mission statement. I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, what was it? Because I don't remember it. And it's supposed to feel noble. You're supposed to think, wow, he has this profound awakening that Jerry is going to change the world with he's going to give up his career, everything for this. And then it turns out to be he wants fewer clients, more care, and to protect the athletes from being used. This epiphany, this mission statement, yes, I want to protect millionaire athletes who are pampered in life. They're not making the money they're making today, right? But they were still taking care of Gene, a professional athlete in 96. I get that. But the mission statement, it would be better if he was thinking not owners who are billionaires and millionaire sports athletes. Start thinking about the families. If he came out and said, I want a mission statement where we can make it better for the little people, make it for the father who can't bring his kids to the Super Bowl, make it for the family who can't afford tickets to the Dodger game. This mission statement is supposed to be noble and elevated. Instead, who the fuck is he taking care of? Yes, Tidwell, maybe it's his first contract, he's underpaid, but most of these guys, they're multimillionaire athletes. I can't feel bad for them.
Rod Tidwell sums it up perfectly when he says he has a 10-year shelf life at best, right? 5 years if you're being realistic. You and I, we can do our middle management jobs indefinitely. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna be okay. But an athlete without caring representation, we see it time and time again, right? They end up doing real estate 2 years from now, right? No, not a knock against people doing real estate, but just the fact of the matter is that it is a gamble. And it's not about the ability to live. Okay. They'll always be okay. They'll be able to live, but it's about the ability to be compensated for incredible risk. And this is one thing that I will always jump up and say when these conversations pop up at a Super Bowl party or something, right? Oh, look at these millionaire athletes, right? They have worked harder to get where they are than you and I will ever work at anything in our entire lives.
No, so I agree.
Okay.
I think maybe if he fought for guaranteed contracts in the NFL, if he guaranteed for CTE or medical, fight for something that matters.
Yeah.
Because the NFL, they abuse the players. MLB, NBA, Premier League, they're guaranteed contracts. The NFL, Tidwell, he's getting banged around. I'm waiting for him to blow out his knee or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I want to address something now that it's going to come up later on, so we can set the expectation, right? Because I think they don't show Jerry in a true light, right? They portray him, because I went back and did research. So in 96, agents, he works for Sports Management International. So he's a top tier agent. He could earn realistically between $500,000 and 1.5 annually. His base salary, what he gets is from the major athletes, the top athletes. So I did some research here. He would get 200 to 400,000 from most of his top athletes. He had a commission share, which was 30% to 50% of the fees generated from his 72 clients. So if he had a high volume roster, Jerry represented stars. He had Cush, right?
Yeah.
Frank Cushman. He's projected to go number 1 overall. Real world inspiration, $50 million contract for Troy Aikman, 93. So Jerry would have gotten 1.5 million from that deal. So I got a problem that the movie portrays him as poor Jerry struggling. Oh, what's he going to do? The dude's got real estate. He owns a luxurious home in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Big, huge house. Publicist. He's traveling first class. He is on the corporate jet lifestyle. He's in first class. He's a super agent, right? All of a sudden, they're portraying him as the Robin Hood of sports fucking agents.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the record from movies from like Magnolia, right, where I have no sympathy for the plight of the upper middle class, okay? I don't. However, I also have an understanding that all of the things you just mentioned are very expensive to maintain. And so you slip and you lose all of it, right? You could go from that to homeless in a day.
Yeah, no, I agree. When he worked for the agency, he was good, right? But after that, when he's on his own, then it's dangerous. But you would expect he had some money saved up, because once he goes independent, if with the contract, spoiler alert, that he eventually signs, he's only making like 84 grand, right? From Tidwell's contract. But you hope he saved money. He is financially, he should be secure. There shouldn't be where he's desperate immediately and unable to supply health insurance for one employee. I think that's a bit of a stretch for the film.
One of his shirts probably cost more than my entire wardrobe. So
exactly.
Leaving the office, Jerry loudly announces that he will start his own agency and inspires single mother Dorothy Boyd to join him. During a personal visit to superstar quarterback Frank Cushman's home, Jerry secures a handshake deal with Frank's father, but realizes the night before the draft that Cush is secretly signed with Bob Sugar.
I've moved on, Gene, from the Pinot Grigio of the previous bottle to some Chardonnay.
Whoa, buttery.
It's a twist top, so I don't want to say I'm not exactly as fancy as Jerry Maguire in First Class.
You went from Italian to French, eh?
They're both twist tops, so I don't even know the nationality of my beverage. But so, Gene, we meet Dorothy, and she's supposed to be this 26-year-old. She's raising a kid alone. She's raising him to be a man. We think the husband has died. She doesn't go into details. She's concerned about doing the right thing. She seems to be like a good person. She's had 3 lovers in 4 years. But Dorothy,
good person.
The way she describes Jerry, like he is a diamond in the rough. She has spotted something deeper than anyone else. Nobody sees his potential. And I'm like, what the fuck is she seeing? The dude is rich, successful. It's Tom Cruise. Have you seen him shirtless?
Yeah.
He's connected. He's on TV. He knows people. What is rough? This isn't Prince, whatever the fucking name he was in Aladdin. This is no diamond in the rough. There's no downside. There's only potential and status. If Jerry were truly broke and he was fat and out of shape and he was Jeremy Piven or he was like some other actor, right? Then you could see she sees potential. They're going to, what do they call it? Where they take the glasses off and they become beautiful. What do they call it? Like
the glow up.
The glow up. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jerry doesn't need a glow up. He represents the example of success, power, wealth. So when she's looking at him, portrays him as she's spotted something nobody else sees. No, everybody sees it.
But my friend, you are looking at the common indicators of success. I think what she's saying is, as the diamond in the rough, is that in this cynical world in which they operate, the office in which she works, right? That they are just like, you look at Bob Sugar, right? You look at a world of Bob Sugars, and there's this one guy, Jerry Maguire, who wrote this mission statement, and it makes him stand out. And I think the movie gives us a pretty clear indicator, because when Dorothy's eavesdropping on Jerry's conversation about how the klutz, proposed to Avery, his fiance, she is smitten, right? Without knowing initially who is telling the story. Is it pathetic? Yes. But is she interested in his status? I don't think so.
She knows who's telling the story. So you don't think she knows that's Jerry from her office? It just happened to be a first-class story about, hey, we were hiking the mountains of Machu Picchu, and then I took a knee, and then we jet-set it off to the beaches of... Fuck, the dude's in first class. Of course the story is going to sound romantic. She's opportunist.
What I'm saying is that she is already in love with
the idea
of this romance. Yes.
Oh,
and then when she discovers, oh, it's Jerry Maguire. And then she discovers, oh, it's Jerry Maguire who wrote this mission statement.
Oh.
That's what makes him the diamond in the rough.
Okay,
but I totally agree with you, right? In the sense that it's like, oh, faceless single mother accountant at a firm. Wow, you're attracted to Tom Cruise. Bold, real hot take there.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I think, you find the hot guy, right? And then you start to fill in the pieces. Wow, he is so deep. Oh, this is amazing.
He eats cereal with my son.
This is amazing. But man, I have such a hard time separating Tom Cruise from the actor Tom Cruise and the role Tom Cruise, because I keep thinking about like the Oprah couch. I think about him jumping, the whole Scientology thing, right? Yeah. The Katie Holmes things, the divorce, that him being like a mean, controlling, manipulative guy, right?
Allegedly.
I'm torn because you're watching Jerry Maguire, and I have to admit, the dude's good.
Yeah.
The dude's good. He's likable. He's charming. He carries the movie. There's something about him, and I want to believe in my heart that he's a good guy, because you hear stories about him, the way he treats people on set, the way he's got to be a good guy, man.
I keep going back to Tropic Thunder. In order to do that role, you got to have some like self-deprecating sense of comedy. And that's got to mean something. That's got to count for something.
I agree. And he was nominated for an Oscar for this, right? And I don't think this is his pinnacle. I think like Magnolia, honestly, to me, is his best work, or Les Grossman that you mentioned.
Yeah.
He has so much work lately, and I think he has redeemed himself that now with the Top Gun and doing his own stunts, and I think it's good for him, but that he got an Oscar nom for this, I think he's done much better work than this. Les Grossman, I think, was worth a nod.
Jerry breaks up with his fiancée Avery and turns to Dorothy, becoming closer to her young son Ray. In need of money, Jerry calls in a favor to get a contract extension for Rod, but receives a lowball offer. Despite Jerry's warning that if Rod gets injured, he will receive nothing, Rod and his wife decline the contract extension. Without any money coming in, Dorothy decides to move to San Diego for a more secure job with health benefits. Afraid of losing Dorothy, Jerry proposes marriage to share health benefits, and she agrees.
So when we watch movies like this, it just hits you out of the blue. Like, so there's a scene here where the Cardinals, they're playing the Eagles. They're in the locker room. You've got media staff. There's families. There's kids. There's women. And there's full grown-ass men, naked, proudly, like dick swinging, standing there, not covering up, just dongs everywhere. And they're going about their business, and it's just acceptable. Everyone is just standing there, and the girl is like, hey, and she drops her mic, and the dude's dong is in her face, and you're like, oh, that's kind of awkward. What is so important, Gene, that you need to interview somebody immediately? You're a reporter, and you're probably going to give me this whole, it's important that we get immediately to the emotional side of the story, and we got to ask them when the emotions are high. Why do you need? There's a guy, a football player. You just played a game. You let him shower. Look, why would you not let him put his pants on first, Gene? Do you need to talk to somebody? Have a beautiful woman in a locker room with a guy with his pants off before you talk to him.
The Premier League recently introduced touchline interviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guy gets subbed out, another dude's running on the pitch, and they'll put a microphone in that dude's face and be like, oh, what's going on in the field? Like, how's it going there? And it's the stupidest thing in the world. I would argue we have too much access.
Thank you.
Hot take. We have too much access, right?
Thank you.
I understand sports is entertainment, right? And the audience is paying money. They want to be entertained. But I, as a gunner, I don't need interviews with Martin Odegaard while the game is in progress, right?
No.
I am fine. Just fucking show me the actual match on the pitch. At halftime, I want to go get a beer. I don't want to know what's going on at halftime either, right? I don't need analysis. I don't need that shit.
No.
Roll some commercials. I'm going to get a beer. I'm going to get a snack. You don't need more access to players. You need to get a fucking life. It's not that interesting. They never say anything of merit. It's boilerplate bullshit.
I don't need to see Caitlin Clark before she puts her panties on.
Whoa.
There's
nothing. Let's not be hasty.
I would like to see it. Okay. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't mind Caitlin Clark being topless, putting on her panties, talking about how the New York Liberty are defending her in the pick and roll. I don't mind that.
Right.
But it serves no genuine news. There's no reason to do it. Why is it okay for women to be in a room with men fully naked? But Gene, you couldn't go into the female U.S. team, right? The U.S. soccer team, and interview them before they're dressed. Why is the double standard?
Honestly, I love this double standard because it's one of the few times where guys get, treated like cattle, right? It's an answer to Miss Teen USA. But I want to extend this to coaches as well. Because I feel so terrible for people where it's in their contract that they have to talk to the press, okay? I'm not talking about the Secretary of State. We're talking about a professional athlete or a coach. They might have feelings at the moment and not want to talk to anybody, and that should be okay.
No, I've got a solution. I just came up with it. The reporter needs to be wearing the same amount of clothes as the athlete. You want to interview LeBron James as he's putting on his underwear. Yeah. You need to be wearing nothing but your underwear.
Tip to tip. Keeps you honest.
No, that's sexual assault.
Yeah, come on, let's touch dicks.
No. If you want to get into the locker room,
show me your
down
dick.
To your panties and bra. Why?
Oh, it's always the chick?
It's equality. If you're a dude, get in your underwear. Dick out. Yes. Stephen A. Smith talking shit to LeBron about Bronny
Yeah.
Both dicks out, naked, facing each other in the Lakers locker room. Yes. You know what? I guarantee there'd be less tension.
Possibly.
Or more tension.
Yeah. While our blood is hot, I want to bring up another controversial topic from this movie, okay? Avery. Right. Avery is Jerry Maguire's fiance at the beginning of the movie. And we're supposed to see Avery as this emotionally unavailable ice queen who has no sympathy for Jerry when he hits rock bottom. But I got to tell you, Avery is hot. Avery is fantastic. She fucks like a beast. Like, I got turned on watching her go to work. She pumps Jerry up. She tells him he's Jerry Maguire. She's got her own career going in the NFL. She basically does not allow Jerry to feel sorry for himself, right? She's that kind of influence in his life.
Yeah.
And to be clear, she does not leave him, okay? She's not leaving him. She knows that he lost clients, but she's not like, you're a loser, I'm gone. She's like, stop being a baby, start winning again. That's the guy I love. And they keep trying to play up that Dorothy is somehow interesting, that she's got something to say. If you watch this movie again with a keen eye, Dorothy has fucking nothing to say. She is the most boring person in the world. Avery, in the 5 minutes she gets on screen, is 10 times more interesting than frumpy ass Dorothy. And this movie just does Avery dirty.
You're so mean.
I feel like I'm being objective here, but am I in the wrong? Like, is Dorothy the pick?
So I feel torn here. I think you're being mean, but I feel like I have to honor the dead.
Why? How am I being mean?
Because I have to honor the dead. I feel like Kelly Preston, that's John Travolta's wife. So I couldn't unsee the fact this woman, she died in 2020, right? So hold on.
Honor her.
I understand. She seems like the clear choice. She's hotter.
Yeah.
She's definitely hotter. She's hotter on the surface. She's confident. She's driven. She pushes Jerry. You say it. Yes. But to me, it felt manic. It felt kind of crazy and fake. We get that smash cut to the sex scene. Yeah. And she's like, they're not having sex. It's like she's like riding like an elliptical machine. It's like she's riding a Symbian. She's like, take it, Jerry. Take it, Jerry. I'm going to fuck it. And Jerry's like, wait, I just want to slow down.
Whoa. Audience. Her quote is not take it, Jerry. She says, never stop fucking me.
Right, but he is up against...
That's different than take it, Jerry.
No, she's like, you better fuck that... She's like dirty. She's... To me, it's like... And here's the bigger problem, right? She's manic and crazy, but she doesn't listen to Jerry. So Jerry said something like, when we first started dating, I said, let's open up. And he said, that's a bit too much. I don't think she listens to him. She's projecting what she thinks she should be on to him. It feels performative. Her act feels tired. There's no real empathy. So yes, Dorothy, more plain Jane, right? But to me, she felt softer. She felt less messy. She felt like she actually cared. She listened, Gene. She listened to him. She supports him when he had nothing. You know, he lost all of the real estate and the multi-million dollars.
Now he's got nothing?
I'm joking. I'm saying that we've already established he has the money and maybe he's hiding it from her or whatever, right? But for me, I thought Renée Zellweger, she looked pretty good. The way they looked during the making out scene, I'm taking her any day. The Avery, I would have been turned off. It was not hot and sexy. It was like everything seemed to be with a purpose.
I mean, I guess it's different strokes for different folks because like with Sarah, like part of the reason I'm attracted to Sarah is that if I'm down in the dumps and I'm having a sad day and I'm feeling bad, sorry for myself, she'd be like, are you Gene, my fucking Lions?
Oh yeah.
Back in the saddle there, cowboy.
Yeah.
You fucking do work. Like, what are you doing? Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
Gene, you better keep fucking me, Gene. You better keep fucking me. And you're like, but wait, the baby's awake. You better keep fucking me.
You described to me before that when you have a child in the house, like it changes the dynamic and the timing and everything about sex. I feel like she's just aware. Like we could go down the street into an alley and baby be like, you guys fucking over there?
That's her home. She knows. She's aware. She's aware. But I have to transition here, Gene, from we've got now the single mom. I love her. I think she's ready and deserving of love.
Wow.
You You wouldn't give her a chance because she's got, maybe it's her child or whatever her position is, but
Tell me one fact about Dorothy that's interesting. What do we know about her?
I think she's caring.
I said interesting.
Fuck, I'm drawing a blank here.
Thank you.
She's hot.
No. What kind of music do you like? What's your favorite food?
Oh, I think she likes Coltrane, Stockholm 69.
That was Chad that liked that.
No, Chad likes it because she likes it. I think Chad is telling us about her. But whatever, Gene, this isn't about her. This isn't about Dorothy. This is about Jerry Maguire. And I have to talk about another touchy subject here. We got to talk about Ray. So Ray is memorable. You had superstar hot Tom Cruise. Now you're going to have Ray, who's clearly supposed to be the adorable, quirky kid in Jerry Maguire. You know, he's got all those weird little facts like dogs and bees can smell fear and the weight of a person's head. And the movie wants us to love him. He is like, you go into the ASPCA, Gene. You've worked with shelters.
Yeah.
He's the three-legged dog.
Yeah.
He is the one that they post online about the abused animal that people are supposed to like care about him and, oh, we're going to latch on to him and we're going to adopt him. Spoiler alert, not me. I'm not. It doesn't come off as charming. And this is coming, Gene. I love kids. I have a kid. I love your kid. I love lots of kids, right?
You.
But his nonstop chatter, he's I'm comfortable saying, because I did research before, I was worried. Jonathan Lipnicki, who plays the character of Ray, he is fucking annoying. And I can say that because I looked up. He does not identify as special needs. There was a question in my mind whether he was a special needs kid. Jerry Maguire, good looking, beautiful body, money, everything at his fingertips. Why is he going to take, like you said, Dorothy, plain Jane, nothing special, with Ray, who won't shut the fuck up about going to the zoo and about useless facts? I think they're leaning a bit hard into the sentimentality of the whole thing.
Yeah, this kid clearly has he's starved for attention. He's out there high-fiving people on the baggage carousel. He wants somebody to just notice him. He's tossing facts at Jerry. He is a child desperately reaching for any adult's hand. Swing, help, hold hand, right? Like they're just jabbering bullshit at each other. This poor child's like, someone pay attention to me. My mother, for all her faults, understood that with my sister and I and my cousin Pej to raise 3 children to raise on her own, that pursuing a man would compromise her time and attention. And I'm single moms out there. I'm not judging you if you're out there looking for love, all that. I get that. But you have to admit that it compromises your time and your attention. And when you have a kid like this who clearly needs more attention, maybe you need to give that to him. And I wish that Dorothy would be fucking half as interested in Ray as she is in Jerry.
Did your mother ever let drunk guys come into the house as you begged to take them to the zoo?
Never. Although maybe then someone would have taken me to the zoo. The closest we came was my mom worked in a salon with a gay man with a ponytail named Ken.
Yeah. And
Ken taught me about the finer points of hair care.
Dude, it's a bit weird. Jerry gets a bit clingy with this kid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to wonder, is this fake? Is this real? What happens if they break up? Poor Ray is unstable to begin with.
Yeah. Well, they'll be friends. That's what Dorothy says.
But if Jerry doesn't take him to the zoo, he's going to be like, you're just like every other boy. And the next guy who comes in, he's going to be like, do you know Jerry Maguire only has one client?
He's black.
Yeah, he's black. And he got a wife. He played football.
That is not how he talks.
He
has a lisp. That's all.
He's going to adapt to the situation.
He looks like a little roper.
Yeah.
Unhappy with their marriage, Dorothy suggests that she and Jerry amicably separate before losing too much of their lives to each other. During a Monday night football game, Rod catches a winning touchdown that secures the playoffs for the Cardinals, but is unconscious after a hard impact with the ground. When he awakens, Jerry and Rod embrace in front of the media and show how the relationship has progressed from strictly business to a close personal one.
So, Gene, I mentioned earlier about like how football was different in the 90s. And we're getting to the pivotal moment here because there's this philosophical difference where Jerry is saying the reason you're not getting signed is because you've lost the love of the game. You're out there thinking, why aren't you? Do you remember when you loved the game? Why aren't you out there showing your love? So we know there's a moment coming where Tidwell is going to have to like either turn the corner and become a leader on the team, maybe like show people that he cares more about winning than maybe his contract, right? So the moment comes in this Cowboys game. So Tidwell goes up, and for people who aren't watching, I'm mimicking. He's been getting lit up all game. His quarterback is throwing over the middle and short, so he's getting like teed up. I'm surprised he hasn't been hurt to this point, right? So it comes down to in the end zone, he goes up, makes a catch, comes down head first. He pile drives the ground. He is out cold. The whole stadium goes silent. This is like the Buffalo Bills game where that one player, I can't come up with his name right now, where he dies on the field. He is out. He is the crowd. Oh, shit, this guy. I'm thinking he might actually be done. He's paralyzed. Something's going to happen. Team doctors come running out. These fucking Arizona Cardinal doctors are out there, and they're like, could be his neck. Maybe it's his back. It's probably serious. And you see the crowd is silent. And what do? What's the first aid that they render to him? There's no medical supplies, no any kind of like backboard. They're not going to stabilize him. They start clapping in his face, Gene, like, wake up. Rod, wake up. They start shaking him. Rod, do you know where you are? This isn't going to fix it. This is insane. This is like 90s CTE. I'm thinking, get him to the blue tent. You know, there's nothing. They don't care at this point. So all of a sudden, camera gets still. It gets quiet. This is going to be the moment, Gene. His eyes spring opened. He's back alive. It's like Frankenstein. He gets up with this goofy, crazy-ass smile on his face. His personality has changed. He gets up, he starts breakdancing, he's spinning, he's maniacally screaming and laughing like, yeah, woo! This isn't adrenaline. I'm not a doctor. This is brain trauma. From this point on, the crowd is cheering. They act like it's heroic. This is what they say, CTE. You change your personality. He immediately becomes somebody else. And the crowd is chanting. This is like a moment. He should be going to the hospital. But the movie plays it as this is the pivotal. He gets the contract conveniently immediately after. He's probably got a brain bleed. He's going to go home. This is CTE. And the movie plays it like it's a rom-com.
Oh, you know, Cam Scatabo said that CTE isn't real. So.
Maybe.
Yeah. But I just want to clarify your point then is you, Dick Ebert, are not one of those guys who gets irritated when the NFL introduces new protective gear or makes rules about like targeting.
No.
Yeah.
No, I think these dudes should live their life.
It's one of the craziest conversations I have on a regular basis, particularly at jiu-jitsu, where like dudes are like, oh, all these new rules they introduced and the gear and all that stuff, the new helmets, they look goofy, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, man, like these people deserve to like not die or like have brain damage from playing a sport for you to enjoy. Like no sport should result in brain damage. I think that should be the basic beginning of any conversation about sports.
No, in the end, maybe that should have been Jerry's manifesto. If you flipped it at the end here to be that Will Smith movie about concussions and CTE, that his manifesto is about protecting athletes.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, let's play this out. I don't think Tidwell finishes out his career.
No way in hell. No, I mean, you called it. You send a guy on a route cutting across the middle. Yeah. You hang him high every single time. He's a dead man. If anything, like they should be having a conversation with that quarterback. You know, see Troy Aikman doing that. By the way, when they were showing that Cowboys team, god damn, they were stacked, dude. Dion, Emmett, and fucking Troy Aikman all on the same team. My God.
If you are a Cowboy fan, I talk about my Cowboy fan friend. I said, you must kick yourself in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
If you take the Cowboys, they win those Super Bowls with Jimmy Johnson. Then they fire him, and Barry Switzer comes in.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have just shut the fuck up, Cowboys have won at least 4 or 5 more Super Bowls, right? In that time frame?
All I want is just my one fucking Super Bowl. Please, God, give it to the Cardinals. It doesn't look like we're going there anytime soon.
No.
Thanks, Kyler Murray. Jerry immediately flies home, finding Dorothy in a meeting of her sister Laurel's divorcee support group, and gives an impassioned speech telling Dorothy she completes him, to which she responds, "Shut up, you had me at hello." Rod appears on Up Close, where he learns Jerry has secured him a massive $11.2 million contract with the Cardinals, allowing him to finish his career in Arizona. Rod breaks down and thanks everybody, extending warm gratitude to Jerry.
So, Gene, earlier on, there's a big scene. There's the, they're on the porch. It's a dating scene. It is a fantastic, cock tease scene. I wrote this down. I said, I called it the cock tease. I said, Jerry is the ultimate cock tease.
Uh-huh.
He makes out with this poor, frumpy, everyday woman on her porch.
Now she's frumpy.
Compared to Avery, yes, but I like frumpy, right? So he's kissing her neck. He's kissing her shoulders. There's goosebumps, her skin. He is cock teasing her. She's got blue vulva. She thinks she's going to get nothing. And he says, hey, we shouldn't do this. And she's like, yes, right. Okay. And I'm thinking she's going to go upstairs and she's going to work her magic with herself to some Coltrane Stockholm 69.
Yeah.
Instead, we kick on some Springsteen. And this fucking song, Gene, I don't even know what to say about it. It's a fucked up situation. You've got employee, boss. They're blurring the lines. He shouldn't be dating, right? Boom, Springsteen kicks on, and the movie grabs me. And I feel it. I can't explain it. It's psychological warfare. It's emotional. And the lyrics, if you listen to them, I should be concerned because I'm going to do this for you. It is very quid pro quo. It's a sexual act for what you will do. It is she'll let you in her house. If you knock late at night, okay, good. She'll let you in her mouth, Gene. If the words are just right. If you pay the price, she'll let you deep inside. The fuck do we think that means, Gene, right?
Sex.
So she'll take you in the mouth if the words are right. She'll take you deep inside if the price is right. Now we get to the secret garden, Gene.
Yes.
It's got to be her ass. It's got to be, right? Doesn't it?
I mean, if we weren't exhausted the other ports, yes.
Yeah, she let him deep inside, right?
Yeah.
And then the next is she can go
mouth.
into the secret garden, right? Yeah. So emotionally, I'm like, fuck, Springsteen's, he's got me, right? So the first time, it fades out quick. They make love. It's erotic. It's sexual. It's making me find them both. They're good looking people, right? It's great. Yeah. I forget about it. Then later, the movie drops the hammer on me again. At the end, it's the breakup montage. Jerry's devastated, and the hammer hits you, and they come back in again. And it's straight up manipulation. I emotionally can't take it. I'm surprisingly invested, right, at that point. It's like hypnosis. They didn't build on it. They hit Springsteen again, and I'm like, I remember the porch. I remember making love. Jerry, what are you doing? I'm sitting there like, what the fuck am I watching?
I'll be honest, Big D, I did not notice the song as much as you did. I didn't catch it until you left me a voicemail that was kind of whispering your version of the song into my ear and in my baby's, by the way. I just want to play for the listeners because I've got it here on my phone. This is the voicemail I got.
She'll let you in her. If you come knocking late at night, she'll let you in her mouth. if the words are right.
That was at 1 p.m. in the
Yeah.
afternoon on a Friday.
I was erotically aroused, Gene. The goosebumps, the
Yeah,
kissing.
so that was what, 4 o'clock your time?
Yeah, Springsteen. It was. I can't explain. I normally hate music that's meant to evoke an emotional response, but this worked for me.
For those people who get the ick from romantic situations, I'll have you know that's about as romantic as Jerry and Dorothy get through this movie. And that is not to say that they're not in love. And I want to applaud Jerry Maguire for breaking from pretty much every movie I've ever seen when it comes to its idea that marriage is bespoke, right? It is very specific between two people. And since I was a kid, every movie that I've watched, cinematic marriages, they fall on a spectrum of passionate to loveless, right? That is what we're taught from day one. A married couple is either deeply, deeply in love with each other and incredibly passionate and incredibly affectionate, or they don't care about each other. They sleep in different beds and they are completely detached from each other, right? And that's really a false dichotomy. That's not the reality of what marriage is. Jerry's and Dorothy's marriage is very different from Rod's and Marcy's. Okay, Rod's and Marcy's, they're making out over seafood, right? And Jerry and Dorothy sitting at the same table with them, they feel awkward because that's not the way they are, right? They're just patting on the shoulder and hugging. And you start to analyze this and you think, oh, okay, it's because Jerry and Dorothy, that was an act of convenience, right? It was for the health insurance. It's because they slept together once. But then we see later in the movie that Jerry realizes in the moment of his greatest personal triumph that it isn't complete without Dorothy. And that's just a different kind of love, but it's no less valid. And Big D, I know you being married to Vanessa, I'm married to Sarah. Both of us, you have those feelings when all you want in the world is for your partner to be there with you, right? Your wife to be there with you at that moment, to share that thing. And food doesn't taste as good unless you're sharing it with each other. And something isn't as funny as it would be unless she's there. And I love that the movie, it doesn't end with Jerry changing who he is or Dorothy changing who she is. They're the same people. Instead, it's that resolution is all about Jerry being able to recognize and communicate why he loves Dorothy. And they ask each other earlier in the movie, right? It's the why do you love me? Why do you love me? And it's a very good question, right? And I think all of us wonder that at some point. And I'm like, do you know why Vanessa loves you?
I don't, and I'd be scared to ask, I'll be honest with you. Because, but it's also for me, like if you ask me, like, why do I love her?
Yeah.
I couldn't say other than there's nobody else. Like if Vanessa and I didn't work, I would never get married again.
Sure.
Why? Why the fuck? Like
Right.
she is, like her and I have had ups and downs, right? But I
Right.
realized that there's nobody else who I would tolerate, nobody else who would tolerate me. There's nobody else. Like she is, no, what I mean is, it sounds like, hey, we've settled. But she's the person who's the first person who made me want to be better. The person whose opinion I care about more than my own. The person who can put me in my place, right? So in that, maybe Jerry hit it right on the head.
It's the you complete me. It's the thing that you needed. And it sounds totally not romantic to say you love that person because you need them. It sounds pathetic, but it's real. I mean, Sarah is not the nicest person I've ever been with. She's a diamond in the rough, right? But like she's a little rougher with people. She's not as kind. Okay. She's not the kind of person who's going to play with my hair until I fall asleep or snuggle me. Okay. She's not a snuggler.
So she's Avery.
There are Avery aspects for sure. Right. But the fact of the matter is, you know what's great about her? She'll wake up on a Saturday morning. We're putting up a fucking pergola today. And that's the thing that I need in my life. Or if I'm trying to have a conversation with her and she's going to be late to teach a private lesson, she's like, I got to go, bye. It's these little things that she does, the countless sacrifices, right? The way she cares for our baby. Those are things that they're not sexy on paper. They're not sexy for Hollywood, right? but it's just like you said, it's the person that's right for you.
Sounds so gay.
But it's exactly what Jerry Maguire is getting at, which is like, you don't see him go and tear Dorothy's clothes off or say, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life, right? That's not what he's getting at. It's what he's getting at is like, you are a part of me now, and I'm incomplete without you.
Oh my God.
And that's what marriage is. And I'm like, that's fucking cool, man. Like, people don't do that in movies.
It's so fucking corny. The whole "you complete me," it gets that. And I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
You're not perfect, but you're perfect for me.
Exactly.
It's so man. Again, this movie hits different, but it's when you realize it's like love isn't like this fire burning bright. It's like a
heated blanket.
When you find it, like Jesus. It's like watching Vanessa and my sister who's here visiting just shit on me. They fucking tear me apart. They're like two ninjas.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking like their Padawan, and they're just dicing me up.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have it any other ways.
Ladies and gentlemen, my challenge to you this week is to find that person you love. And if you don't have a person you love, maybe just find a friend. Let them know why you love them. Just do that out of nowhere, out of the blue. I think it's good exercise. All right, Big D, now it's time of the podcast. We give our Shat score for Jerry Maguire. The Shat score is our way of telling you how many wipes the movie takes to get out of respective butts. 0 wipes is a perfect movie. It's being Mr. Black People. And 5 wipes is an absolute disaster of a film. It's shoplifting the pootie. Big D, please kick us off.
I'm fucking shocked. In the beginning, I'm like, this fucking movie's cheesy. This is terrible. Like the movie, maybe it was like Springsteen. Like it incepted that seed. Oh, you could come in. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe like it took my walls down, like they say on The Bachelor, Gene. So I'm shocked by the end. It connected. I had like Ash used to say, I had the goosies, I had the tingles, I had goosebumps. The complete me, as ridiculous and contrived as it is. He comes into like the Broken Woman's Club weekly meeting, who are bad mouthing men, and right at the moment where she says, I think men can be good, he comes in and says, I want to talk to my wife. And I was like, you gotta talk to your wife. And it worked for me, man. I can't explain it. By the time he gets the contract with Tidwell and they start playing some fucking Bob Dylan, and we see the flashback to the mentor saying something along the lines of, you have to have a happy life and a happy wife. And it worked. Don't even know. I got to go 1.25 wipes.
I can deal with a happy ending. I can deal with a movie about desperate people engaging in unhealthy behavior. What I cannot deal with as a moviegoer is desperate people engaging in unhealthy behavior that results in a happy ending. I'm not mad about Jerry Maguire. I don't hate this movie. And I certainly appreciate the countless cultural references this movie spawned. Like, we didn't even talk about that. The Show Me the Money, the Quan, the You Complete Me, the You Had Me at Hello.
Take me to the zoo.
Take me to the zoo. Don't forget. But this falls so short of other Cameron Crowe entries. Like, let's talk about what Cameron Crowe is capable of, okay? Say Anything. We talked about it on the last podcast, John Cusack. Almost Famous. Even Tom Cruise again in Vanilla Sky, okay? Those movies are fantastic. This movie, it's not terrible, but it is below average in my book. I'm going to have to go 3 wipes. Okay. And with three wipes for me and 1.25 wipes from you, Big D, that gives us an average wipe score of 2.125 wipes for Jerry Maguire.
So, Gene, with a score of 2.125 wipes, that ties us in the 212 spot. 3 Kings, 8 millimeters, Some Kind of Wonderful, Face Off, Hackers, Airplane, and Stripes.
Yeah, those are all movies that you would pay to go see at the theater and not complain about when he came out.
I mean, as much as I like this, as a 1.25 wipes, it's over 2 hours. I wouldn't watch it again, but now at least I can connect the iconic You Complete Me. The relationship makes sense. I get the film more.
Okay, let's do the Dick Ebert edit, right? To slim this movie down. You take out every Ray scene. This is a better movie.
Oh, without doubt. She's a single mom. She's just a single mom. Because It's hard enough to add the dynamic of a child.
Yeah.
The fact that she doesn't even consider letting Jerry into the house drunk immediately become part of his life, she should have guarded that. If you take that out, then it's just her and him. They're sharing the dream together. They're building their company.
I felt sad for her every time Jerry was interacting with Ray, and she'd do that thing where she was just watching from the sidelines. And she was just like,
yes,
that's not healthy. That's not good. If I were Jerry in that moment, I'd be like, hey, girl, like maybe we need to slow things down here because you seem like you're having a moment.
Yeah.
Maybe need to process all of this.
And not to shit on Jerry, but Jerry seems to like the finer things in life.
Yeah.
Ray is not the kid he wants to bring.
Well, he's got a hell of an arm, though. Cannon.
How bad was that edit? He was like, and then they show the ball. Like,
you ever seen Roger Roper throw a tomato at the Renaissance Festival?
I've not, but I've seen him catch fly balls at a Diamondbacks game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he can fucking toss.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I told this story on the podcast before, but Roger Roper, we were at the Renaissance Festival, and they have like the jester guy. He's got his head sticking out of like a little hole, and they have you throw tomatoes at him, and he's insulting you. And it's the first time I've ever seen them. They came over and they cut the tomatoes in half because they were afraid that he was going to injure somebody with how hard he was throwing them. Yeah. Yeah. True story. I don't know if you've ever thrown half a tomato, but you can't really throw them very hard.
I'll have to find some information about that. That's something I want to see.
Have him throw a tomato at something, like a chicken
I will.
or a fish. I don't know, barracuda. What do we have coming up next week, Big D?
Gee, next week, a college student with a troubled past finds himself in the wrong place at the wrong time, witnessing something he was never meant to see. Suddenly, he's caught between law enforcement and a ruthless criminal organization with nowhere safe to turn. Forced to rely on the instincts he tries to leave behind, he's pushed into a fight for survival that keeps escalating. What starts out as bad luck turns into a full-blown war on the streets. Next week, whoa. Yeah, next week we're watching a story about identity survival and what happens when you can't run anymore. Came out in 92, budget about 10 million. One made 14, no major awards, but it should be a fun one.
Also features the late great Powers Booth. So look forward to seeing that one. Well, thank you to the Robs for your commissions. Thank you to all the commissioners who make this podcast possible. That concludes this week's episode of Shat The Movies. Be sure to follow us on social media and share with a friend. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram at Shat The Movies. You can email us, host@shatpod.com. Support the podcast by buying our merch or commissioning your own movie. Find all information by visiting our website, shatpod.com. Also, check out our sister podcast, Shat on TV. Review TV series such as Lovecraft Country, Westworld, True Detective, Taboo, American Gods, Game of Thrones, and Watchmen. Find all information on our website, shatpod.com/TV. Wherever fine podcasts can be found, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, and if you stop Apple Podcasts, please to be leaving a 5-star review. It helps the podcast grow. On behalf of my co-host, Big D, I'm Gene Lyons. Join us next week for the following movie.
Move over, Van Damme and Seagal. Brandon Lee has arrived. Brandon Lee is just as exciting, intense, and charismatic as his legendary father, Bruce Lee. Rapid fire.
Are you having a bad day or what?
Rated R. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
Coors, you're a man of the earth. Look at you.
That's right.
You're
Go on.
You're the everyman. You're challenging me for my place on the podcast.